All right. We are live for episode 17 of the Draw or Die podcast for visual storytellers, comic artists, tattoo folks, anybody drawing out there. Been a while since we've done one of these, since I've done one of these. Did all the 28 days of drawing you can check out on the channel here. Tonight, we are going to talk a little bit about the year one survey from the Draw or Die Club. So we're 1 year in, we did a survey. Kind of figuring out what's the biggest struggles tonight for artists still. So we're going to go through that maybe live here and talk about the biggest struggles that we still see out there. Stuff that's worth repeating, I'm sure. And tonight, I'm also going to do a special giveaway later on. So let's set that timer for 30 minutes. Set timer for 30 minutes. Hopefully you guys can all hear me.
Counting down.
All right. Hey, Magical, Andreas, System of Steph, Mookie, Joyous, Magical. Hello, everybody. Joe, good evening. Great. Yeah, I'm on a new computer, so I wasn't sure if my microphone was going to work or not. Yeah, so about a half an hour from now, we'll do a little giveaway here. We'll talk about some Draw or Die news. We'll get right into the survey and talking about that, and I'll chat with you guys. But I also want to encourage you to draw every day, of course. So I kind of came up with this idea last Sunday. I was sitting around and I'm like, wait, for the weekly prompts, maybe we do like some kind of fun game. So here we go tonight. If you have a dice, if you don't, you can probably Google a random dice roller. But I'm gonna roll a dice right now, or die, draw or die. Get it? Dad jokes. And that's what I'm going to draw while I'm talking tonight. At least a pencil sketch or something, So you won't be able to see what I'm rolling. You're just going to have to trust me. 3. It's a centaur. All right. I'm drawing a centaur. So 3. Whoop. There we go. Number 3. So if you'd like to draw a centaur and then tag it, Draw or Die Club. And by the way, if you are drawing under the Draw or Die Club, do that in Instagram. I usually check through and check out, see what's going on. See a lot. We're not doing the daily prompts, for like we were in February, but we can still see, kind of look through a lot of the what's going on out there. Real quick, Fossil Girl. A lot of familiar faces popping up lately. I like this one too. I think that's Larry. Jay Scribbles. Really forming a lot of. I see a lot of people got their packages from the streams. Sorry it took so long to get those out to you. I needed some help with the shipping, but glad that everybody is getting their packages now. So, all right, cool. So let's dive right into the topic tonight, and I'm going to start probably drawing a centaur without any kind of reference or anything like that. So that should be fun. And I'll turn this layer off so we know we're drawing a centaur. But we're going to talk about the year one survey. I'm not going to pull it up on here because it's going to be too small to look at on the screen. And by the way, there's just people probably listening. So I will just go ahead and talk through it. So one of the surveys, if you haven't taken the survey, I think there's a link to it in the description of this video, or definitely check it out in the Draw or Die. That's probably what I forgot to mention. I'm kind of out of whack here. But if you don't know what Draw or Die Club is, Draw or Die Co., draworddieclub.com will take you here. There's the weekly newsletter that comes out. We have daily drawing prompt newsletter that kind of helps support the channel. It's $5 a month. You get a daily drawing prompt and a note from me at 5 a.m., usually like a little blog or something. And then we have some merch there to motivate, stuff like that. So I'm working on some new merch, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Great, there's the plug. There's the official plug. So, but I'm really wanting to dive into these questions from the survey. We had quite a few people take the survey. You can get this survey in the link in the description or in your email. And some of the questions like we asked were basically, um, what do you struggle with most in your creative journey? And then there's probably four that really stick out, and they're the typical ones that we always talk about: feeling stuck, can't make money with your art, feeling your art isn't good enough, those kind of things. But the top one, with 65% of the survey people says they feel like their art isn't good enough. So we're going to talk about that. Second in line to that is you don't have discipline or accountability. So you just lack the discipline or accountability. But let's start with your art isn't good enough. So I've spoken to 3 artists this week actually about this, where one guy has a really good opportunity to work on a pretty fascinating project, but he thinks his art isn't good. And I took a look at his art. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. His art's better than most published comic books. So it could quite be that your art isn't good enough yet. And if you're aware of that, well, then what you could do is draw every day, or draw as much as possible. Or what is it about your art that you feel like you're lacking, right? So learning from here on YouTube, there's plenty to learn, anatomy, all that stuff. It takes quite a while to get, here I am going to draw a centaur. And I don't know what the heck, I know it's a horse, and it might be a goofy looking centaur. I don't know. But I always start small. I'm not going to teach you guys how to draw here, but I think it took me a long time to be able to do what I'm doing right now, just to be able to see shapes, and then make it into something. Um, Centaurs are people, right? Yeah, centaurs are great. I've drawn a centaur before. Okay, got this. Um, but a lot of times, and that self talk in your head, there's so many artists that are so good, and they still feel like they're trash. And I'm going to tell you, I told a guy today that never ends. That's going to be for the award winning cartoonists I know. I'm not going to name them. I just talked to one from Pittsburgh um, not too long ago. They have the same thing. They think their art's not good enough. They're comparing their art to their colleagues, or you're constantly comparing your art to maybe the people in the Draw or Die Club. Like, there's a lot of great artists out there. I mean, I could do that too. I mean, there's so many artists that are better than me that are posting in this group. But I don't take it like, oh man, I can't post my art now. Instead, I kind of get inspired, or I want you to know from my viewpoint. And listen, the anatomy is going to be hot trash on this centaur, but we have to deal with it. Um, but yeah, I think it's kind of inspiring, and I let people know, like, hey, listen, um, you don't need to be perfect, and it's okay if you draw something small or something scribbly like this, and just make it work. And like, nobody has to see it. You don't have to post it to social media. Um, that's what's really going to make you better. If you don't post, then you never get any better, and you'll constantly feel like, well, why even pick up a pencil? And that's just a shitty, nobody wants to feel that way. So um, definitely the answer to that is to bust through it. You could either be one or two things. Your art isn't good enough, and that's the reality. Maybe it's you're still learning and your anatomy's off, or anatomy doesn't even matter. I mean, look at the top comic books cartoonists that I like. They faked their anatomy all the way through. They said that, and when you're a amateur, you think, oh, these guys went to school for this or something, and no, they didn't. Um, they just faked it till they made. They just kept drawing and knew the right people, got into the got into paying work. I don't know what this guy's hand's doing, but we're just going to make a nice little, little finger motion thing here for right now. By the way, if you're listening to this somewhere, you could just, you should watch it. You should really watch the stream. Centaurs are people too. Yeah. So you're either one or two people. You know that your art's not good enough yet, or maybe you're delusional and your art's not good, and you're everyone around you's not telling you that it's good or bad, I mean. Or you are really good and you just don't have the self-confidence to see it. And in the guy's case today, his friend, who is I'm going to keep this vague, but his friend is like a celebrity of some kind, and asked him to draw a graphic novel, right? And he was like, am I good enough to do this? I don't know. He was having some feels about it. And I was like, no, man, like, listen, your friend came to you. He could have chosen any artist and he chose you. So don't forget that, if someone's coming to you and asking for, sorry, I'm trying to figure out horse legs real quick. My friends Adam Black and Raven Perez, they always say, like, when you're trying to draw a horse from memory, it's like a mind horse. But I don't have to draw a horse face today. I could draw, a guy. I think we got like, oh boy, whatever. Let's just, we're going to throw like got a garb on him there. And, oh, I'm going to mess this up. I haven't drawn in a while. Let's see. I think it's like that, right? I don't know. I got it backwards. All right, I'm gonna keep noodling this drawing. I hope you're drawing a centaur as well. Please tag your centaurs later. So the the worry that you're not good enough. Like, listen, I'm not. There's probably some artists watching this judging my centaur right now. And that's all right. You can be haters because I don't care. I'm having some fun right now. This centaur doesn't give a crap either. But if I weren't talking to you guys, I would be, I'd be getting into the zone here a little bit and figuring it out. Maybe it's not even who cares if it's not an anatomical accurate horse body? Who gives a shite? Like, I would be like, man, this is from another planet or something, kind of being casual here because I don't want to draw any kind of, and I just did. Yeah, there are no rules. That's right. There are no rules. And then the second most thing by one off vote, 2 off votes, is creative discipline and lacking accountability. And again, there's no one's going to show up at your house and make you draw things or stop you from procrastinating, right? Unless you have like a really good spouse or something, then they might come and slap you if you're watching TV or something like that. But I think, how do you build that creative discipline? You can only do it through action, and you got to really want to do it, So, I think the biggest thing, and I say it, I'm going to repeat it over and over again, is drawing something small every day. And if you just commit to that, you don't have to have a big project going on. It might just be that you're committing to drawing something small every day. It could be a challenge. It could be your own prompts. It could be the prompts from the club. It could be looking back at old prompts, Excuse me. It doesn't cost much money to have a pencil and a notebook. Or even a post-it note, you know, um, and committing just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, start there. And that's the real key to it. And I say it over and over again, but it's true. Even on days when I don't feel like doing it, if I just start drawing, then that 10 minutes turns into a half an hour, and before you know it, I'm in the zone and I don't want to quit, and then I'm grumpy because I have to quit drawing because I'm doing something else, right? Okay, that doesn't look bad. When in doubt, we can black it out. You know. Yeah. So now, if you're on a project or if you're looking to be a professional, anything, you got to get that under control, right? Because there are so many um, professional. I'm just talking about comic books right now, but I also know some tattoo artists that kind of run into this where you take on these jobs and then you push them off. I heard another story this week about um, a group of artists or an artist that was given work to do and sat on it for months, and now it's being given to another artist. um, it's not laziness, but it's just like it's just maybe it's just what you feel like when you're like, am I good enough? Like maybe they're dealing with that, you know. Sorry, Magical, I left your comment up on there, but it's fine. um and maybe that's why they're procrastinating. So you have to sort of get some confidence in your own work. I think I'm going to make his body a little bit bigger up here. We're getting there. It's going to be a centaur in no time. Right? Okay. Maybe he's not like I usually draw him like holding a sword or something, but maybe he'll just have like a Taco Bell bag or something. He's just got back from Taco Bell. You know, as a centaur does. All right. Or Dairy Queen. You know, whoever would like to sponsor this stream, you know, reach out. Um, so yeah, creative discipline in general for your work. You have to treat it like a job sometimes. If it's a paying job, you better treat it like a paying gig. But I was talking to an agency owner, and he was like, "Man, I'm having the hardest time um, getting artists to finish, to get going, to finish. They like fall out." And I think there's a thing that artists do, and I got to be honest, I've done it in the past too, a long time ago, not anymore, but where you're just like embarrassed, or you're like, I can't, I gotta hide, or I don't, like, oh my gosh, I can't let them see what I've done. It's so stupid. Um, that kind of that negative self talk kind of gets into people, and um, you would just like ignore your emails or whatever, and then now you've ignored the email, and now it's a week later, and now it's a month later, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, and you just want to run away and hide. Like I know so many artists that do that, and I'm like, dude, you just gotta be honest with people and just tell them like, hey, you're struggling with something, or back out of something before you get too into it. um, it's not a good thing to um, string people along. You know, let's go back to this other view here. I think that's a better view. Got our centaur guy. That's one of the things I mentioned in the survey. Actually, was the idea that um, this was an idea that I had last year too, was that maybe I would take the artists in the club. We have quite a few different skill levels, but there are artists that are really really good and very fast and professional, and maybe forming an agency of some kind, like a draw or die agency, where not necessarily I wouldn't be your agent repping you, but it would just be like, this is the club, this is the we have a stable of artists that are curated, that we know will get shit done. And if you want to get your project done, and if you let me set the rates, I'm gonna set you good rates so that you make some money. I'm thinking about doing that. It's just I don't want to. Yeah, when I get some more time, I'll be organizing that as well. So if you are interested in that, take the survey, please, and mention that you're interested in that, and we'll reach out to you at a later date about that situation. Because the more and more I'm having conversations with, um, this guy's sad. He's not happy. Taco Bell is cold. Um, the more and more I'm having these conversations with business people and B2B, and I'm having a lot of conversations in the B2B world, business to business world, because of my posts on LinkedIn and stuff. And there are people that want me, like, oh, hey, will you draw this for me? Will you draw that for me? And I don't, and it's not like I can't draw everything for everyone. And I also don't want to, like, there's things I don't want to do. But if I have a stable of artists that I can push work to, I think that that's pretty, yeah, his tacos got crushed. Yeah. Poor guy. We're going to have to put the taco bag on here now just to make it legitimate. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be, it's logical that we have this. It's a small platform. There's 1,800 artists on the list. It's got a good open rate. People do communicate with me all the time. Some people are just kind of in the shadows. They don't really comment, or like they'll come in here and they won't talk, which is fine, totally fine. But I think maybe that could help them a little bit get out of their shells and kind of start getting some money as well. Taco hell. It's like I'm gonna put some facial hair on him just because he has to have like a mustache now. I don't know why. Don't ask. There we go. Yeah, so those are the two things. Those are the two top things. Let's take a look through. I'm going to look through the survey again. How did you first discover Draw or Die? We know that. What resonates with you the most that made you want to join this community? And by the way, if you haven't joined the Draw or Die list, please do that. Go to that link, Draw or Die Club. Join the newsletter. There's a paid version. There's a free version. If you're on the list, you're in the club. That's just kind of how it works, right? So, what resonates with you the most about joining the list? The number one thing that was said was the encouragement, the staying encouraged. So, um, you know, unlike this centaur here that has smashed tacos in his bag. Um, yeah, that was the number one thing that was said in the club, was the encouragement. Number two was motivating you to draw more. So it's very much aligned with, a lot of people are obviously here because they want to be motivated to draw more. And of course, I'm the guy that's going to tell you, draw every damn day, uh, even if it's bad or even if it's good. On good days, bad days, draw every day. Um, not as many people liked the drawing challenges, which is interesting because I feel like a lot of the core people really do enjoy the drawing challenges, but the majority of people don't want to do drawing challenges, which I totally understand. Because there is some pressure there to, I try to try to say that as well. Like, you don't have to finish a drawing challenge. You're not a failure if you don't finish it. Um, you could be catching up. I know. I think Magical said he's still working on his 28. Why not? There's no rules to that. There's some. Get in there and yeah. See, he said I'm still working on my 28. Yeah. There are no rules to it. You got a little bit of time every day. What else are you going to do? You're working on your art. You're making yourself better. Um, and yeah, I like those challenges, but honestly, like, it's a lot of work for me to run that and try to pay attention. And my wife was helping me with the first one, and then through the second one, we just had all that work drama. And February was like a really tight month, kind of running stuff by myself while she got her new job and all that jazz. So maybe in the summertime we'll do something, and maybe we'll do some, like, a mid-year with some nice prizes and stuff, like the Promptober thing. I think I'm talking to some of our uh, some of our old sponsors. Uh, Blackwing. You might have saw my reel that I just put up. They reached out to me, so I'm now an official Blackwing brand ambassador. So that's nice. That's kind of cool. Um, I don't want to talk about myself too much, but that's, hey guys, I'm leveraging this so that I can give you a lot of pencils. That's my plan. That's the diabolical plan. There's someone's the emoji rain with the taco. How many tacos can we get in this on this stream? Um, all right, let's look back to the survey here while I'm still drawing this guy. All right. So encouragement, number one, motivating, number two, a feeling of community with similar minded people. And I think that's kind of that's been the greatest thing, is to watch the community grow. Oh, wow. There's all the tacos now. Great. Let's drop the tacos real quick. I think I have to hide this and the tacos will drop. And then we'll fill up more tacos. This episode was not brought to you by Taco Bell, but yeah. One person said, I'm just DJ's fan and I like his wisdom, so thanks. Just one person. Lots of good testimonials from everyone. Like, there's probably 100 or so testimonials, really kind words in there. But again, yeah, the greatest thing that I see with the community coming together is just, like, I see you guys on Instagram talking to each other and supporting each other's art. That's pretty cool. We've heard in the past from people that there were clubs that people were in where people were being, like, shitty about your art and, like, oh, you need to draw this way or draw that way, and it, like, made people not want to be in the groups or just quit drawing, and it's like did the opposite of what's supposed to do. So I'm seeing some, like, friendships forming and things like that. Maybe we will take a look at the Jar Die map if I can somehow get it on to this iPad. Or no, I know how to do it. I'll do it. What else here? So I got that. I asked what type of merch people would like. I'm not a real big merch. I don't put out a lot of merch. We have some merch. We've got the hats and some of the shirts and stuff like that. And I'm glad to see that custom notebooks are the most asked for thing, because I have, like, a lot of custom notebooks being printed right now. So, and I should be picking those up, like, next week. So, and then it's a matter of organizing it, getting it online, and we'll be selling those notebooks and shipping those out. But they're really cool, and I can't wait for everyone to see those. And the paper is super nice to draw in. So that was the merch thing. People do want more apparel designs, but I'm kind of lacking I have some old merch designs that I want to get up and working on, and I'd have some time now. So yeah, I'll drop some new t-shirt designs or something like that. We had a question about improving the daily drawing club email. So right now I've been trying to write a little bit more in the drawing club email. I think we have about, let me see. I'm going to look live. We currently have 38 subscribers to the paid monthly subscription, which is more than there ever was. That's great because that's $5 a month or like 55 for the year or something like that. If you're on that subscription list, you're going to get a free notebook, right? You're going to get a free notebook, and then any more that you want, you can buy. So that comes with it. So if you are a yearly subscriber, that's the deal. So if you've done the $55 a year, you're going to get a free pack of notebooks when those come in. That's kind of a thank you. And I'm trying to do more stuff like that only the daily drawing prompts will the daily. I'm calling it just the draw every day drawing prompt, right? So, and then there was a ton of people that said that they can't afford another subscription, and I understand because I can't either. I mean, I have so many subscriptions to things; it's just mind numbing. So, sorry, I'm reading some comments here. Okay. Yeah, so don't feel bad if you can't subscribe to anything like that. That is totally fine. Just do the weekly emails. I appreciate everyone else that can pitch in. All the money goes back to buying cool things like notebooks and the giveaways that we're about to do. And let's do a giveaway right now. So I think what we're going to do is, because I don't want to just do the standard just email me thing, but I need you to do two things if you want tonight's giveaway. Number one is you will need to email me at DJ at, but hold on, don't fire it off. Draw or die club.com. You will need to email me. Okay, that's number one thing you need to do. Number two is you need to draw one of those things. You need to either draw this centaur or roll a dice and draw one of these things from the draw or die, right? I put a tow truck on there because it's like kind of depressing whenever you're like, I want to draw a mermaid or a centaur, and then I got to draw a tow truck if you roll a 5. And it's just, it's the honor system. It's the honor system. I'm going to pretend that you actually rolled the thing. So you have to draw the image, not tonight, because I know it's 8:30 or whatever. But I really want to encourage you to draw, and I think it'd be fun for you to do this. Tag it. So just put it on social media, tag it. If you don't have a social media account and you don't post live, then email your drawing to me. If not, just tell me, hey, I posted hashtag drawordie.com. Let's go with this. And I'm going to give you guys some time for this one. I'm going to give until like the end of day Saturday. So maybe I'll announce it in this weekend's newsletter who won tonight's thing, right? So Sunday's newsletter, there'll be a nice little post with your drawing maybe in the newsletter saying like, hey, Andres won the pack. Oh, what are you going to win? So let's talk about that. Let's show you this. I'm going to show you this real quick. Go full screen here. Wait. Hide that. I need me. Nope. That's not it. There we are. All right. So this weekend, you are going to get, or if you do that, what I just said, a pack of the draw or die buttons. These are almost, these are getting low. So this is volume 1, and I'm not going to reprint these. That's my favorite button, the Stay Lucky button. So you're going to get a pack of buttons, and they're always cool for, putting on your, I actually put mine on my, I stab mine through my field notes. And boy, it's a conversation starter. Everywhere I go, people are like, what does that mean? What does draw or die mean? And like, my friends are like, that's such a subtle thing to put on your pocket. draw every day, every damn day. I'm going to give you, in honor of being a Blackwing spokesperson. Now, this is from my private stash. They're not sending me these, but this is a Blackwing matte. This is a nice soft lead. It's nice and black. I like that. These are really good pencils, of course. And I have a special field notes. Look at that. It's wonderful. So this is a very special field notes. It's got a nice hologram thing going on it. It's got some grid patterns in there. So that's it. That's tonight's giveaway. I hope you do it. The only way that anybody could hear about it is on this right now. So if they're listening now, they have till Saturday midnight. Then I'll reach out to you and we will announce that in the newsletter on Sunday. Because I do know that there's a lot of people that actually listen on Friday mornings when I do this. And I also have to kind of figure out if I'm going to move the schedule around. Like if I'm going to do this on Wednesday nights instead of Thursday nights for a lot of different personal reasons. But that will become clear soon. Back to this taco having centaur. So that's the giveaway. I hope that you do that. Oh, so the other thing in the 1 year survey, and by the way, if you haven't taken that survey again, and you're new and you're interested, take the survey. The link's in the description. It helps me kind of plan year 2 of Draw or Die, right? The types of content that people want to see. Let's get back to that daily club question. Like I was asking, what could I add to the daily club that would make it more appealing? And random art tool giveaways, which like we're doing now. So I think that's fine. That's totally doable. I will do more of that. A live chat community, like a special room in the Discord channel. I suck at Discord. I'm so sorry. Like I know a lot of you are in the Discord and I don't link to the Discord much. And I'm just terrible at that. It's just like I'm channeled out between Instagram and TikTok and primary focus on the YouTube channel. But random tool giveaways and maybe a private live drawing stream that we do like once a month or something like that. I'm still trying to think of ways to kind of make it more appealing to more people that don't want to be pressured to draw every day. You know what I mean? But they still have it there if they need it. That's kind of the idea. And that's part of that will help the same people that said that they need accountability or some kind of form of community. I think getting that email every morning, it's there, 5 a.m., scheduled for 5 a.m. So the first time that you're opening your email, you should have something from Draw or Die in there. And lately I've been, expounding upon different topics in like mini blogs and things like that. And I'm going to be doing some more behind the scenes stuff with projects and things that I'm working on, because I got a couple projects that I'm going to lock into here and share with you guys. The last thing on the survey was the idea of a Draw or Die club map. Okay. I'm going to show the map here in a second. I'm going to look here or make sure I got the survey correct. All right. Yeah, the club map. So I'm going to try to open this in another tab. I haven't put many on here, but there is I'm going to try and share it now. Let's share it. Window map. There we go. So now it should let me. Okay, great. So the idea here is that, God, get out of here. We're going to do a world map, and these little buttons here will represent where you are in the country or the world. Now, I've only put a few different people on here, and their names aren't on here. It's very private. So, like, if you don't want your name on there, I would say like just say where you are in the world or like a random zip code. But you can see here that here I am. I'm in Scottsdale, Pennsylvania. You're not going to see my house because I put the address of the post office there. But if you click it, it says DJ's Neck of the Woods, right? But this is kind of like the idea here, and I have quite a few to add to this list, which is another thing to do, you know. But the idea here is that when there's enough on here, you're going to see that there's like two people very close to each other. And I believe this might be, I think Steph said it was okay. She's in one of these, right? I forget where you are, Steph, if you're listening, but I think you're in Greensboro. Yeah, you're in Reidsville, I think. So, and she actually she'll give me her link to put in here so you can see like who's in your neck of the woods. And then, you know, the bigger idea is to maybe do some drawing meetups when you're close to someone, right? In a safe way, of course. And I think it's going to look pretty. It's pretty sparse right now because I've only like put some zip codes in from some merch orders and from the giveaways. So here we see, I think KK or Ella are up here in Canada and Montreal. Someone's in Montreal. I don't know. I can't remember right now. But I think it's going to look pretty cool. And also, then, if there's people that want to step up in the club and be kind of like chapter owners, if that makes sense, then you're kind of like a representative, if we're just like a motorcycle gang, like that's what we are. We're a motorcycle gang, and you're a chapter boss. Then I can put your icon as red on there. You know, I think that's just kind of a fun thing. It makes it more of a club feel kind of thing, and you know, maybe you'll have to commit to like encouraging artists in your local areas or like hanging up a flyer or something, you know, at your library or something like that. Scare the locals, you know. Yeah, great. So that's the map. I'm going to try and unshare that now because there's no use doing that. And that's on the survey too. So you can just put your zip code or your general location. That button will represent you. You can totally be anonymous, but it is kind of nice to see yourself represented on a map, just like a pushpin map. I used to do this back when I did mini comics, and it was really fun to kind of like go, oh, this is where I shipped my book to, you know, or this is where people. Oh, there's Hero Hotels up in Montreal. Yeah. Um, and your stuff should get there soon. I think it's maybe stuck in customs or something. Everyone else was getting their mail. So yeah, that's just a fun little idea. It's going to take me a little time to put everybody's names in there. And you know, the final thing on that survey, like I mentioned earlier on in this stream, was that I'm thinking about doing like an art agency. So, and that there's a lot of particulars to that we got to get through, like submission wise, and like making sure that you can actually do the work, what you're willing to do, you know, what your uh, rates might be. I would be more interested in kind of getting everybody a better pay rate as an artist because artists suck at that. It's one thing that artists suck at is the pay rate. Setting rates is not, you know, you need an agent, and I can't be your agent, but I can at least go, I think this is what it costs for a children's book, right? And then you can accept it or not, you know. So yeah, we're going to develop that map over the next week. I'll let another week go by. I'll update in the weekly newsletter, like, hey, check it out. Look, screenshot of the map. And then if you're interested and you want to start reaching out, like, hey, who the heck is in my neck of the woods? You can start organizing your own little friend groups locally. That might be fun because there's artists like you everywhere. That's kind of there's artists in every small town and every nook and cranny everywhere that need support, and it can change their world and it'll make you feel good. And to kind of, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of putting this. I have an idea now that you know, it doesn't have to make sense. We're just going to go ahead and put more taco bags on his, you know, on his tunic. Maybe he's like an Uber driver or like a Uber Eats delivery person, but he's a centaur. That's the concept. I'm not going to finish this art tonight. This is just a sketch. Again, I would just pretend like no one was even watching me draw this pretty terrible centaur with taco bags and DoorDash. See, that's where ideas come from. That's funny. A DoorDash centaur. They should pay for that. They should pay for that idea. There's already like a centaur for like a Geico or something, right? Or a motorcycle centaur, something like that. I kind of want to change. No, I'm not going to change his hand. Forget it. I'm not going to do that. Let's see what's going on with the emoji rain there. Centaur Dash. I'll allow it. That's good. They call their delivery drivers dashers. Okay. This is who this is. This is, I don't know what this guy's name is. You know, but I'm gonna draw some tacos on us. Maybe he like specializes in taco delivery. It's silly, you know. Um, yeah. By the way, my last day of work was Friday, last Friday. So that was interesting. Some days of like offboarding and stuff, and then um, yeah, it's been really weird waking up and not having meetings to go to. But that'll change. You know, I'll be doing something else in April. I'll be announcing something in April that I'm doing. You know, got to pay the bills, got to work. It's not like I'm quitting my job to do this full time. You know, you're living under a bridge. But but yeah, it was definitely time to do that, and um, I'm looking forward to talking about what I'll be up to. And I've kind of signed on to do a comic strip for like a freelance thing, kind of a side thing with one of my old friends, Saul Colt, for a client of his. So do some like business comics. I think I got a lot of corporate, corporate business with like a twist comics. Although I'm a little bit edgy when my jokes are a little too edgy. I thought it was they said they wanted edgy, and then my first two jokes they're like, no, that's too edgy. Like went over the line. Um, should I tell you what those jokes were? I don't know. I don't know. Wow. The first joke was about the first joke idea that I had was about this Chat GPT thing, the robot um, stuff. And there's a project out there called Hustle GPT, where a bunch of tech bros or whatever, I don't know, uh, paid like went and told the machine like, "Hey, you're Hustle GPT. I'm giving you $100 to spend. I'm your human counterpart. Let's make a bunch of money." And so Hustle GPT has been going on Twitter for a long time. And there's all these people doing Hustle GPT businesses now. And the gag, the joke was that it's actually not a robot. It's actually Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. I don't know if anyone knows who that is, but the idea would be that it's actually the man himself. Like he's Mister like go go go, like hustle, like work work, hustle and grind and all this stuff. But it's actually him in the back of a limo on his way to the next keynote, totally like it's me, and he's like strung out, and there's like piles of cocaine around him. And that was the joke. Like, I'm like, it's actually him on cocaine. And they're like, no cocaine. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. It's like, man, all right. No mountains of cocaine. And then the second joke, and you don't know, if you don't know Gary Vee, then you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But the second joke was more there's some guys looking through the monthly finance reports, like the manager and his secretary, and they're like, they get to a line item that's $1,200 for Nabisco, and he's like, $1,200 to Nabisco. Like, what did we buy? What is this? Did we buy an ad or something? Or and the secretary says, no. Remember, you told the staff that they could have anything that they wanted to come back to the office, and all they wanted was animal crackers. So it's a $1,200 animal cracker investment. And he's like, what? That's weird. And um, she goes, yeah. And by the way, now the health insurance premiums have gone up because there's been an increase in diabetes and kidney failure on the team. You know, because like they're eating a bunch of junk food. Um, and then my wife told me, like, you can't use Nabisco and accuse them of diabetes and kidney failure. I'm like, well, this just wrote a new joke for me personally. So no cocaine and no Nabisco. People, no fun anymore. Can't have any fun. You got to be safe. Um, but yeah, those are the kind of edgy business things that I'll be working on. Comes to be pretty easy, I think. Because I just had like the most ridiculous, corporate job for a while. Like where you would stress out about OKRs and stuff like that. So I'm like I'm primed to like make fun of that stuff. So, boy, his arm is really. I'm gonna fix it. By the way, I don't know why I kept that comment up there. I'm gonna just tuck this arm in just a minute. It's bothering me. See, just nudge it a little bit. All right, that's better. Whatever. Now I am gonna make him. We're gonna change this just for the end here. So again, make sure that you do the drawing tonight. It doesn't have to be the centaur. If you want to go back and roll your dice, draw whatever you want, do that. Email to draworddieclub.com, DJ at draworddieclub.com, DJ at draworddieclub.com, or drawordie.co. And then I'm going to give away that cool stuff. So let's get in here and do I'm kind of warmed up now, so I think I can make a quick, you know, you can see it. You can see what I'm doing, right? He's going to be like, Centaur bringing your taco. Fresh. Well, this isn't as fun as the full on drawing streams that we were doing, but um, I need to come up with a better schedule for that too. So I'm going to be thinking about that. And for some reason, YouTube's telling me that I need to be on Sundays. That like most of my people are on YouTube on Sundays, and that I should post on Sundays. Like I should be live on Sundays, but we'll see. I don't know where everybody is, and um, I'll be starting some new things in April, so I got to just kind of feel it out. For now, I'll just keep an eye on the email and think about 8 o'clock Thursdays or 8 o'clock on Wednesdays is where I'll be. So I'm gonna get rid of this taco so that we don't want the convergence of those lines, those two taco lines. Gotta be careful. Now this is serious business with these tacos. What do you think, Magical Sundays? I don't know. YouTube has a thing that shows me like, here's when your people are all online, and it's saying that like more people in the Jar Die Club situation or my subscribers on YouTube are on Sunday afternoons. So between 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock Eastern time, that's when a ton of them are on. So if I was smart, I would do the podcast or the live drawing stream or something on those days. And I'm about 200 hours away from monetization on the channel too. Not that it matters, because it's not a whole lot of money to be monetized on in this niche. So probably a couple bucks a month, but every little dime goes back into supporting the Jar Die Club. So again, there's your DoorDash Centaur, a little perk bonus there. And then I'm going to put back up on the screen your challenge for this week. Draw or die. Roll the dice. Share. I'm actually thinking about making this into like an actual game too. That's another idea that we're kicking around. So yeah, we got a whole thing. Maybe we'll talk about it some more in the daily drawing prompt newsletter. All right, everybody. That seems to be the end of this show. I've gotten through all my notes. Please stay encouraged out there. Stop hating your art. Stop that. Keep posting. Stay encouraged. Draw every day. And I hope that you will draw your unicorn, your mermaid, your centaur, your kraken, your tow truck, or your phoenix, and win these items. Win them. Look at how pretty that field notes is. You know who you want that. It's pretty cool. You can't buy those anymore. So, all right, cool, guys. I will see you soon. It's 9 o'clock on the dot here. And I will see you back here next week, or I'll see you on Sunday. We'll see you soon. Bye.